Hello, good morning students. On behalf of Vdvs Vidya Sankul, I am welcoming you in this online studies in Standard 9th Science. Today we are going to start the new chapter in the Standard 9th Science, and that will be the gravitation, chapter number 10 in the physics portion. We are going to start about the gravitation. So already we have finished our chemistry's portion with the structure of atom, and we have left with our physics portion. In that we have only pending this one chapter in the physics portion. So after that the physics and chemistry portion will be over, and then afterwards we are going to start on the lecture regarding the biology. Okay, so I am requesting you, all of you, to please pay proper attention in these online lectures, because we are making so much effort to making this lecture. So I am kindly requesting you to watch this. Okay, now we are going to start the gravitation chapter, but before we going to start the gravitation chapter, let us take a brief summary on what we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, so first thing that we are going to study in this chapter, but before going to start this chapter, let us take a brief summary on the physics. So what is a physics? Because the gravitation study is come in the physics portion, so we'll have to know about that. What is the physics? So whenever a quantity you are studying, okay, whatever the quantities that you are studying, if you can understand it but you cannot see it or you cannot touch it, the quantities like that, if you have done the studies regarding that, it will be known as a portion of a physics. Again I am repeating that whenever you are doing some kind of studies, in that if you understand the concept but the quantity which you are studying, you cannot touch it or you cannot see it, that type of quantities is known as a physics quantity. Okay. Into that we have seen so much quantity in chapter 8, chapter 9, and also we have seen about the sound. Okay, again in chapter 8 we have seen about the different types of physics quantity, and that will be the speed, distance, displacement, velocity, acceleration. After that we have seen the force and motions. Okay, then we have seen about the laws regarding the force, okay, which have given by the Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, he has given us 3 laws regarding the force and laws of motion. We have done that kind of studies in chapter 8 and chapter 9. But in this chapter we are going to see, in this chapter also we are going to study about the same type of quantity like the gravitation. Okay, wherever we are understanding the concept regarding the gravitation, we know that at in an earlier year, or we can say in the before a long year, before so many years ago, Sir Isaac Newton was sitting under a tree, and an apple gets fallen down onto its head, and he realized that the apple has been fallen into his head. It is not going on to the left side, it is not going to the right side, it is not going above. So what is the reason that apple fall down onto his head? Okay, and afterwards he has discovered that there is some kind of force which attracts us or attracts all the things towards the earth. Okay, we have know that, we have seen that, and he has also realized that there is some kind of force that is attracting these things like us, like plants, like animals, like whatever the things it is attracting towards the earth. It is known as a gravitational force. He has discovered that into the reference of the apple, but after some time he has realized that it is not only applicable onto the earth. Okay, it is applicable everywhere. Whenever 2 objects came in the contact with each other, or maybe it will not come in the contact with each other, they are experiencing some kind of force between them. okay, and that types of some kind of force is experiencing between them is known as a gravitational force. So he has given us the concept regarding the gravitational force, but afterwards he has discovered that for the earth, whatever we are experiencing is for us, we have known that, and we have given a word like to experiencing this force is the gravity. Okay, again I am telling you that wherever we are studying the studies regarding physics, I cannot show you the gravity, but wherever I am explaining you the concept, you can easily understand that concept. Okay, I am really sure that you are understanding the gravity and gravitational force concept, but there is no such a things that can be visualized us that there is that this is called the gravity. Okay, I cannot show you. Like if I want to show you that this is the pen, I can make sure that this is the pen. Okay, but I cannot give you any kind of such example or any kind of visual representation regarding the gravitation. Okay, let us take a moment. So I am really sure that you are understanding this concept. Okay, and this is the gravity. I forgot the pen, that's why I have taken a moment. Okay, I hope you all are understanding this. This is the gravitation that we are studying. So I will explain you the topics regarding that, but there is no such a visual representation regarding the gravitation. There is no such a thing that I can show you and give you the example like that. This is the pen, like this is the gravity. There is no such a thing. Okay. So we are going to study about the first thing, gravitation force, or what is a gravitation, or what is a gravity. Regarding the topic, where is the basic rules that came from, okay, that we are going to study. Afterwards, what we are going to study, see, this is a basic concept. It is given by the John Kepler and Sir Isaac Newton. So these are the basic summary that we are going to discuss in this chapter. The first thing that we are discussing in this chapter is gravitational force or the gravity. The basic concept regarding the gravitational force or the gravity is what? Whenever two objects came in the contact with each other, or when the two objects experiencing some kind of force between them, that will be called as a gravitational force. Whenever it is not only applicable to the just only Earth, whenever two objects came in the contact with each other, like if this is the one object, this is the second object, they will come in the contact. What they are experiencing? They are experiencing some kind of gravitation force. For that you can take and whatever example or whatever the reference you want to take, you can take it. Okay. So gravitation force will be applicable on the any objects. Okay. So for that concept we have taken the gravitation force is also applicable to the moon also. Okay, due to our Earth's gravitation force, moon is revolving around us. Okay, then we are going to study about the Newton's universal law of gravitation. In such a law, he has given us so many concepts that why we are experiencing this gravitational force and what are the necessary circumstances that has to be followed during the gravitation. That what are the factors that is affecting the gravitation. Okay, so we are going to know about that. The mass of an object is also necessary for the gravitation. Okay, if an object has a much more mass, it is experiencing a much more gravitation force towards the Earth. Okay, we are going to understand that concept. Also, the shape of an object is also dependent on the gravitation is also dependent on the shape of the object. Okay, then we are going to see about that what kind of gravity or what is the percentage value of the gravity that is experienced by the object during this gravitational pulling towards the Earth. Okay. And then what are the properties of gravitational force? Now there is so many properties in physics, in chemistry. You all learning the properties regarding the substance, material. If you know, or I think you don't know, but in the chapter 1 we have seen the properties regarding the solid, we have seen the properties regarding the liquid, we have seen the properties regarding gas also. So if you haven't seen my lecture, then you will know that there is some kind of properties. Okay, so from that we will have to also learn about the properties regarding the gravitational force, that how it is acting, okay, on whatever the surface or in whatever the objects, or how it is acting, that we will have to know about the properties. Okay, then universal gravitational constant, this is the important topic. In that we are going to see about some derivation. In this chapter you will have to also learn about the derivations also. And then Kepler's law of planetary motion, it is very easy, okay, because we know that the planetary motion is what is in an elliptical shape. Okay, in standard 8 in chapter 17, so sun and the solar system, I think that type of chapter is coming in the standard 8. But there you have learned about there is some kind of revolving motion of the planets around the sun. So basically what it is not revolving on the circular path, it is revolving on the elliptical shape path, like this. Elliptical means in a egg shaped path they are revolving. Okay, the planets what are revolving, okay, the planets what is revolving around the sun is not revolving in a circular path, it is revolving around the elliptical path, and that we have to study in the Kepler's law of planetary motion. After lots of discovery and lots of researches, we have also seen that the sun is also traveling in this galaxy. Okay, and due to that we have know about another model regarding the solar system, which is called as a heliocentric model, in which the sun is traveling like this and all the planets are revolving around its, and it is also revolving around in a elliptical orbit. Okay, so that we are going to see in the Kepler's law of planetary motion. Okay, then Newton's second and third law of gravitation. Okay, so second and third law we have already studied in the chapter number 9, where we have seen about the force and laws of motion. In that we have seen the first law is what? The first law has given us the concept regarding that whenever if we don't give any kind of force on such an object, then it will not move at all, it will not come in a motion at all. Okay, so he has given us the idea regarding that if we want to move the object from one place to another place, then we'll have to apply some kind of force into that. If a surface is not a straight, and if a surface is on a some kind of angular, then object is moving, but it is also experiencing the gravitational force. Okay, so there is also a kind of a force is applicable on to that object. I think you have seen this concept that there is a wall over here. So we don't give any kind of force here, but it is experiencing a gravitational force here. So that's why it is called as that is the concept that is given by the Newton in the first law of motion. Okay, then in the second law of motion he has given us the concept regarding the force is basically dependent on the two things, that will be the mass and acceleration. Okay, sorry, it is the first law. I am going to write that. In the first, unless or until the force is not given, the object doesn't come in the motion. then in the second law, we have seen that force is depend on mass and acceleration. Now mass is represented with the small m and acceleration is also represented with the small a. So it is basically dependent on the two things. Whenever we are experiencing some kind of force, it is depending upon the mass and acceleration that has given that concept has been given us in the second law of motion. Then in the third law, action and reaction are always equal and opposite in the direction. So this is the study that we have done. Action means whatever the action I am taking, it will give and some kind of reaction to me also. Okay, whenever we are taking a tablet, it gives us the reaction in our body. So that type of thing has been, that is the basic idea regarding the action and reaction. But if you have noted or not, I think you are not or not, that whenever we are doing some kind of gun recoiling, or whenever we are shooting a bullet from the gun, what we are actually doing, we are firing the gun, but what we are experiencing some kind of jerk towards us in our body. Okay, and that jerk is a reaction. What we are taking action in this direction. What we are experiencing the jerk in the opposite direction. That will be called the action and reaction. Okay, so that are the three laws that we have already studied in the chapter number 9. But in that we are going to see about the second and third law. So second law gives us an idea that force, whatever the force, okay, either it is a gravitation force or either it is a whatever the force, okay, there is so many types of force, okay. So basically whenever we are experiencing the gravitational force, it is also dependent on the mass and the acceleration. Okay, if a heavy weight of mass of object has been thrown to the earth surface, it will take a less time to reach on the surface of the earth. While if we take a less amount of mass of object and then we throw towards the earth surface from the 3rd or 4th floor of the building, it will take a much more high time than we take an object of the 10 kilogram of mass. Okay, that is been discussed. There has been a difference that has been we can discover or we have discovered already. So that's why we have to study again a second law, because this is a gravitation force is also dependent on the mass and the acceleration also. Okay, and then we are going to study about the free fall. Now what is the free fall? Okay, whenever if we don't give any kind of force onto the surface of the earth, an object reaches the earth surface in his actually he is in a free fall. Okay, it will reach in a free fall. Like if I want to give an example, when we throw a ball up on the sky, okay, we are giving a force to the up direction. Okay, we are throwing the ball onto the up direction, it will go over there at some height, it will reach, and then what happened, that it will come back to the earth surface without giving any kind of force. It will come back to the surface of the earth, and that type of thing is known as a free fall, because we are not giving a force to return back to the earth. Okay, and that type of thing is we are going to study the free fall. Acceleration due to the gravity. Now due to this gravity, object is experiencing some kind of acceleration, because you know that the object, whenever the object is nearby the earth, it is experiencing a much more gravity than it is in the space. That is in the into the much more higher height. Okay, wherever object is in a much more higher height, it is experiencing a less gravity, and due to the less gravity, the acceleration rate is also low. But wherever object is nearby the earth surface, it is experiencing a much more acceleration. Okay, that we are going to study. That equation regarding the vertical motion that we have already studied in the motions chapter. Okay, there we have learned about the three equations regarding the motion that we are going to see again. Mass and weight, you already know. Thrust and pressure. Whenever you are giving a force, it will be called as a thrust, and then if you are giving a force onto the particular area, it will be known as a pressure. Pressure in the fluids and buoyancy. Buoyancy is the topic that we have already discussed. Okay, that Archimedes principle of flotation and density and relative density, that we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, now these are the basic topics that we are going to see in this chapter. Let us start with the first topic, but I am giving you 5 seconds of time so you can take a screenshot of this. Okay. Okay, I hope you all have taken the screenshot regarding this. Okay, now let us start the first topic. The gravitational force of the earth. Okay. Gravitational force of the earth, of the gravity. A force is necessary to produce motion in a body. So whenever you want to produce a motion, then it needs a force. Okay, we have already seen in the first law of Newton that whenever we want to move the object from one place to another place, that will have to exert a force onto that object. Otherwise, object cannot move at all. So to produce a motion, what we'll have to do? We'll have to give us such a kind of a force. That is a necessary situation. If we can manually give the force, otherwise it will experience automatically gravitational force. Okay. Then a body dropped from a height fall towards the earth. It indicates that earth exerts some kind of force and attraction, force of attraction, which is called the gravity. Okay. Whenever we are walking on the earth, why we can walk on the earth? Because of the force that is exerted by the earth. Okay, that is exerted by the earth, and due to that force or due to that force of attraction, we can walk on the earth. Okay, and that the force of attraction what we are experiencing is called as the gravity. In fact, the earth attracts all the object towards its center. Okay, here it is a basic idea that whatever we are experiencing, it is because of the center of the earth. Okay, the force with which the earth pulls the object toward it is called the gravitational force, or the of the earth, or gravity. This is the basic definition regarding the gravity or gravitational force. Okay, you will have to remember this. Okay, I have already explained this definition. The force with which the earth pulls means a force, whatever the force that is experiencing by the object due to the earth is known as a gravity. Simple. The gravitational force between the sun and the earth keeps the earth in the uniform circular motion around the sun. See, the first thing is come that the sun, due to the sun we are also experiencing a force, and due to the sun we are also revolving around the sun, and the sun and earth is a two objects. Like we can assume that this is a two objects, what they are experiencing between them, they are also experiencing some kind of gravitational force between them, and due to that gravitational force we are revolving around the sun. Otherwise, if the sun is not giving us the gravitational force, what happened? The earth will get erupted from this elliptical orbit. It will get thrown away in the galaxy, and if it gets thrown away in this galaxy, we cannot live. Okay, without the sun we cannot live. So it is an important point. The gravitational force of the earth is responsible for the holding atmosphere above the, see why this gravitational force is very much important to us, because they holding the atmosphere. The first thing, it is hold the atmosphere. Second, for the flow of water in the river, okay, due to the moon's gravitational pull towards the earth, we are experiencing the flow of water. For keeping us firmly on the earth, firmly means we can live healthy over here, okay. Firmly means we are not experiencing a high temperature, we are not experiencing a low temperature like the mercury. In the daytime there is so much high temperature over there, and in the night time there is so much less temperature over there. But we are experiencing a moderately rate of temperature. That's why we can firmly live here. For the revolution of the moon around the earth, okay, these are the main reason, okay, firmly on the earth and revolution of the moon around the earth. Otherwise what happened, moon gets also thrown away from the earth, okay, because of our gravitational force the moon is revolving around us. Okay, here is the moon. See, this is the basic idea, that if it is a sun, okay, now we are considering this as a sun, okay, if it is a sun, then we are rotating here, and in our orbit we have a moon like this, okay, so it is also revolving in this path. I hope you all are understanding. This is because very easy topic, okay. But if someone will ask that why the gravitational force is important, so because of this reason it is very much important to us. The gravitational force between the earth and the moon causes tides in the sea. Think why tides are high during the full moon and new moon day, okay. So due to this reason, I have already told you in standard 8 that due to this gravitational pull towards the moon of the earth, the sea waves are rising whenever it is a full moon, okay. We have seen that there is a rising of the sea water level, okay, because the moon is nearby our earth, that's why we are experiencing the rising of the water level, okay. And in the new moon, okay, then there is a kind of a water decreasing level, okay. So this is the topic that we are going to see in the next lecture, okay. In today's lecture I am just giving a basic homework. It is very easy, okay. I am just giving you 2 questions in today's homework, that define gravitation force or gravity, and question number 2, why gravitation force is important to us. Okay, so that's it for today. I am hoping that you all are liking these online lectures, and I am hoping that you all are seeing this lecture. Kindly watch these lectures. Stay safe, stay home, don't go outside, don't go anywhere, okay, outside. Please stay safe, stay at home, sanitize your hand, wear mask when it is necessary. Okay, so please take care of yourself and take care of your parents also, okay. You'll have to talk to your parents about these types of situation that is going on in